What is up, YouTube? It is Showtime and I am back with it again, another video. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys one very simple tip about the build creator that's literally going to change the way builds are made in the future. This is going to be a tip that is literally going to work for all people of all builds. So if you're a point guard, lock, center, it doesn't matter. I've done homework. I've been in the build creator for quite some time now. I feel like I'm really starting to understand and I'm learning something new about it every day. We're still in phase 1 of 2K25. I like to call this phase 1. Phase 1, to define it, is we're still in the hype of 2K, right? I think it's starting to die down now. September, the time of this recording is beginning of October. September was the month of hype. The game just first came out. Everybody's saying they love it. There's a lot of hype. A lot of people are blind to some of the flaws, and we're starting to now really see the skeleton and the bones of the game. We're starting to see what it really is and what's really come to, and we're really seeing the game for what it is now that the hype is dying down. The reason I'm mentioning this is because this video is going to be very time relevant to the time we're in the game, and this is going to be important. I think this is literally going to change the way builds are made in the future. You guys must come around to this method and start doing this for your builds. All I ask is you guys please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. And let's get straight to this video. So we're going to show you guys, I'm going to show you guys the secret to the build creator, something you guys probably didn't know or don't know and will know now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys just a simple build template that I have been working on. This right here is just literally an inside center build I'm making. I like to call it the brain dead big man build because it's the build where I'm just going to get boards and dunk on people and for rec randoms. If I haven't posted this build video by now, I guess it's just me kind of leaking it or whatever, but I'm going to show you guys a very basic thing about the builder. So what you guys must know is that for every build you guys make, there's one attribute here that matters more than others. When I say this, I mean it takes up the most amount of ticks. It takes up the most amount of points, and it's going to limit what you can do in all the other aspects of your build because this specific attribute means the most for this kind of build. Now, I've been doing work. I've been in and out of the creator, and I found that that attribute for big men build, for centers, power forwards, is strength. So the more strength your build has in the creator, it's going to limit where you can use your other points. So I'm going to show you guys how to manipulate this and also understand how to make your build better. Now, another thing I must mention is, like I said, we're in phase 1 of 2K. Most people by now should be approaching starter 3. If you're not, I don't really understand. How are you? And this is still including for people who have 9 to 5s, regular lives. I completely understand. But most people who are playing the game here and there, even here and there, are probably starter 1, starter 2, approaching starter 3. This is very important. Reason I mention that is because using this method is going to make sense for everybody because we're all kind of on the same page, I believe. I'm not expecting us all to be legend and veteran, but I believe most of us are at least starter 1, I say, at the very least. And with as easy it's been to wrap up the amount of double rep events. So considering this, you are going to change the way you make your build. So let me explain this to you. So for those of you guys who know, at starter 3 you guys get the +5 cap breakers. This is going to allow you to add +5 to any of your attributes, but your build obviously must be eligible to have that +5 gap, meaning my build, as you guys see on this interior defense, I only have a 76, but it can go straight up to a 90 something. So the max potential is much greater than 76, and that's what matters. And you can as long as you're staying within that max potential, you can get the +5 cap breaker, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys understand this by now. So knowing this information, so I have 2 pieces of information. I know that strength means the most and takes up the most amount of ticks, and I also know that I can get these ticks back using the +5 cap breaker when I reach starter 3. So knowing this, anytime I make a big man build now, I start to put my strength down at a 90, and I'm going to bring it back up using the +5 cap breakers that I receive when I am starter 3. So I'm currently only starter 2, but I'm preparing to be starter 3, and there's builds that I'm holding off on making until I'm starting 3 so that I can save time and, more importantly, money. So using this method is going to do that. Now for big men, like I said, this specific stat I'm talking about is strength. You guys got to find it. Now for lockdowns, I don't know what that is. For guards, I don't know what that is. If I had to guess off the top of my head, for locks, I'd probably say it's something like somewhere in the speed or agility. And then for guards, probably speed with ball. I'm not too sure. You're gonna have to do your own homework. But for centers, I know that using strength is going to take up the amount of points I can use for other stats like 3 or whatever. So I'm going to show you guys quickly how to use this method. So as you guys can see, I put my strength down to a 90, and the minute I hit starter 5, I'm going to bring it back to a 95. For this build, I know that my target is 95 strength, and I'm going to maintain that with using the +5 I get at the cap breaker. So what you can do in advance in the build creator is take off 5 in advance, because you know you're going to bring it back using the +5 cap breakers. Now that I've done that, I'm going to figure out how can I make this build better in other ways. You guys see how I'm less limited. I can kind of freelance and use the ticks where I please. So now that I've done that, I take off the 5 off strength, and I'll get it back later with cap breakers. I'm going to put +2 on my offensive rebound. This is going to give me rebound chaser Hall of Fame, as you guys can see. Another thing I'm going to do for this build is I'm going to bring my close shot up to a 92 so I can get that paint prodigy on gold, and my build is already significantly better than if I didn't consider that starter 5 method that I just showed you, or the starter 3. I'm not going to say method, but consider the fact that I will get the +5 cap breakers. It's about making your builds long term for longevity purposes so you can save time in VC. So as you guys see, my strength is a 90. I know I needed a 95, but when I get my +5 cap breakers, it's going to go back to a 95, and I traded that. I didn't even trade it. I still get to have that, but this time I get a 96 offensive rebound from my rebound chaser Hoff, and I also get my paint prodigy. I've decided to use those extra ticks somewhere else for more overall badges. So I hope this is clear. I'm trying to keep this short and simple. You guys must do your homework. If you're a lock and you're a guard, figure out what stat it is that is taking up the most amount of ticks and limiting your build. Once you do that, take it down by 5. If you know you're about to hit starter 3, take it down by 5. If you're about to hit I believe it's veteran 2, take it down by 10, because you're going to get the 10 back. You're going to get the 10 back through the cap breakers at starter 3 and veteran 2. Think longevity. That's the point of this video, and I hope this video gets across and the point doesn't fly over some of you guys' heads. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. It's right there. Slow the video down to help you guys better understand. Do whatever you guys got to do, but it's clear. I've taken down the first step. I just want to break it down. Step 1, figure out what stat is limiting your build. Figure out what stat takes up the most amount of ticks. Once you do that, take it down by 5. If you're veteran 2, take it down by 10. If you're legend, I believe it's legend or legend 2, take it down by 15, because by that rep you will have 15 cap breakers. Take it down in the build creator, because here's where you're going to be able to play around and manipulate the ticks. Once you do that, figure out where you want to allocate those other points, move on with the build, use your cap breakers to bring back whatever it is you took down in the build creator. So I hope that's not confusing. This is literally going to save you guys so much time, so much money. The way the builds are going to be made in the future are going to change if you just understand this simple concept. Like I said, please do like, comment, subscribe. It's greatly appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope I didn't confuse any of you guys. All right, later.